It's like I need a room for this and then a room to sleep.
We also need a studio, dude.
What's the solution? What is the solution?
We pay for a studio space, but I'm gonna buy a studio. You know, I'm gonna buy
You're
a
not
studio.
buying a studio.
No, I'm gonna rent out a office space, right?
That's going to cost too much.
Yeah, no, but I build a studio in it, right?
You're insane.
No, this is my business plan.
No,
I build a
you're
studio.
insane.
I build a studio in this.
Yep.
And then I hire it out to other people who want to use it, and they, give me, $50 or $100 an hour to record in it, and that money goes back into paying for the rent for the place, and then we can also record in it, and also maybe a little bit of profit. Who knows? Wow. Anyway, you want to go in with me? You want to join in on the investment?
I'm thinking is that there's people with podcasts that were much more successful than ours who only made the stage into getting their own studio much later in the...
Yeah, but they didn't think about this idea of hiring their studio space out, and,
Is the outlay more than the prof?
Yeah, no, I haven't, delved deep into it, but I mentioned it to, someone I know who owns an office space, and they said, do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they said you could do it, and they said just search office spaces, and I am, and I got an office space, and I'm building a studio now. Anyway, do you want to go in? Because I'm short on cash. I need help financially, so it'd be good if you could help me out on that front.
I can never tell how serious you are about things, so... I can never tell how serious you're being right now.
It's like...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you?
It's a solid 8. Do you want to start the pod?
Yeah, I better, yeah. Welcome to On Our Phones and in the Real World. My name is Jaden Shepherd.
Yeah. No, and you say my name as well.
I'm going to say your name as well.
Yeah, you still say my name, dude. That's how it's always been.
My co-host sitting across from me, Ben Myers.
Thanks for the introduction, dude. Appreciate it.
No worries. I thought I could say my name, you could say your name.
No, I don't like that.
I have to say your name as well.
Because you're the host.
I'm not the host.
We're co-host, but
co-host.
It makes sense to go, hey, this is this guy. I'm this guy, and this is this guy, as opposed to, my name is Ben, and you are. I don't know, man.
You're very picky with those sort of things.
That's just my preference. I don't know. We can change it.
No, I like. Okay, I admit you've got the right idea. All of a sudden, I started thinking of the TV show for children, High Five.
Ah, yeah.
Where
I love that
that's
show.
what they would do. They'd be like, "Hi, I'm Kelly. Hi, I'm Nathan," and together we're High Five.
Yeah, sure.
So we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, but that's a kid's show.
From now on, I'll say
we're for grown-ups, I think.
Are we?
I don't know, man. I look at our demographic sometimes, and there's a few 7-year-olds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Target audience. I love that kind of stuff.
I was Kelly from High Five. Did I tell you that?
Were you?
Yeah, my dad thought I was gay.
And how does that make you Kelly?
Because I was Kelly, whenever I'd put on, I loved High Five.
Yes.
And I'd do performances.
Yes.
And whenever I'd be, whenever I'd do High Five when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe pushing to 14. I'd never be Nathan, I'd never be Tim, I'd always be Kelly.
Right.
And I'd get on stage and I'd go, I'm Kelly. And, my dad would say, now that's odd. He'd go, that's interesting. I wonder if, now what's going on? And, he'd support it and he'd clap along.
Oh, I love supportive parents.
But let's just say I'm glad I wasn't, raised in this generation. I'm glad I wasn't 5 years old in 2022 because my dad may have cut my dick off.
Really? You think that?
Yep.
I thought you would have said he would be so supportive that things would be just...
No, he was always supportive, but I just think with going with the times, they would have thought, hey, you know what, he's 5, he's being the girl from High Five, he wants to be a girl, that's it, we're cutting his dick off, and I wouldn't have a dick right now.
Maybe he got confused.
Thank
You
God
liked Kathleen. Are you sure it wasn't Jup Jup?
Kelly.
Okay,
No, because she had what's her name, the Chatterbox.
The Chatterbox. Sorry, I got the wrong one.
You're right.
You sure it just wasn't the puppet?
No, I did like the puppet, but I was the girl.
Because he was thinking that you were wanting to be the girl, where I was thinking you wanted to be the next Jim Henson.
Who's Jim Henson?
The man who created the Muppets.
You know about... What the fuck?
You don't know the Muppets?
Yeah, I know the Muppets. I don't know who... I never researched who'd done it or did it or the people behind the puppets.
Disappointing. But anyway, Jim Henson. We're getting so off track.
No, it's
hey,
fine,
I'm glad
dude.
you enjoyed High Five.
Yeah, man. I grew out of it eventually.
I was very into high five too, but I feel like I grew out of it before you did.
We never talked about high five, man.
Well, what about this?
High fives for kids. I remember someone said that to me. My friend Billy said that to me once.
Yeah, how
when I was
old were you?
Driving home, and we were, like at the age where it was sort of like cool to not like the thing that was for young kids.
Yeah.
But he was like a year younger than me. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And it was like sort of at the point where he goes, I don't know, I can't even remember how old we would have been, but he goes, high fives for kids.
Do you feel like because you had a younger brother, was he watching it? Like, no, he wasn't.
No.
Oh wow.
No, it was just me.
Because I probably watched it in kinder, and probably by prep I'd probably stopped watching it.
There was one episode of High Five where they did this song.
They did a lot of songs.
They did so many songs. No, but as in they did this one song, and it was one of my favorites of theirs. But I only heard it once, and then I lost the VCR recording. I could never find the song again.
It should be out.
But I remember how it goes. How weird's that?
Can you give us a riff?
It's a mystery. Can you help me find the key?
I didn't even know that one.
Yeah, no, it was only... Well, they only did it once.
Okay.
It wasn't a big one. They only did it once, and I loved it. I was like, this is a fucking pop, dude. I remember thinking that.
Yeah.
And, but surely enough, I just I don't know what happened. If I lost the VCR or if someone died. Oh, and he bets my dad taped over it or some shit, dude.
That's unfortunate. No, I was a big High Five fan too. There's footage of Mum on a VHS tape recording. I got the High Five CD for Christmas, and she was reading out every track to me because I was like, "Which ones are on there?" And she's like, "Jump and Jive." We give her shit about it because the way she was reading it out was so slow.
Jump and Jive.
It was LOVE, you know, those classic tracks.
Yeah, sure.
But on top of that, they made High Five dolls. All five they're each basically doll in the kind of vein of a Barbie doll. And my favorite High Five member was Tim.
No, okay, yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
I loved Tim.
Yeah, of course.
And
you did. Yeah.
I remember vividly wanting a Tim doll for Christmas.
Yeah, sure.
And that was not delivered by Santa.
Oh no! Because did you tell your parents you wanted it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why'd they not get it?
You'd have to ask them.
Oh no.
You would have to ask them.
Oh no! I don't know if I want to ask.
But isn't it funny that your parent thought you were so into being Kelly he thought you were a gay. I was not into being Kelly.
Yeah, you were
I turned out to be a gay.
Yeah, no, but I think I was I don't know what it was about her. I don't know why I wanted to be the girl. I wanted to be the girl, whereas you wanted the Tim doll so you could do unspeakable things with it. You know.
I wanted unspeakable things. Oh, the doll. Yeah,
yeah, with the doll of Tim. Yeah. You wanted.
And what makes it worse is because basically, anything else I ever wanted for Christmas, I basically got. So it's
wow. So it was by design. They didn't want you having that Tim doll.
It wasn't every year, I wanted this, but I didn't get that. It was every other thing. Let's say if I wanted a PS2, I got a PS2. If I wanted Star Wars toy, I got a Star Wars toy.
Sure.
So yeah, look, that it has been slightly brought up before, but people's memories, e.g. parents, get hazy and they don't remember certain things.
Speaking of doing unspeakable things.
Oh no. What'd you do last night?
No. It's all good. We'll talk about that in a sec. But I was watching last week. I went down a rabbit hole where I was up till fucking 5 a.m. watching Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator.
Chris Hansen. Oh, the TV show. Yeah, it's big in America.
Dateline. Yeah. I don't know if they
did they air it here in Australia?
I don't know.
Maybe back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe it was midday shit. It was pretty. It was pretty. Some of it gets pretty heavy.
I don't know if that would be appropriate for midday. If a kid was home from school watching it, type of thing.
Yeah, but they did.
Anyway.
They did Maury in the middle of the day and stuff.
Maury, yeah, okay.
They did Maury in the middle of the day, and I saw. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But this guy.
So you went down the. Isn't it funny how sometimes we just go down the rabbit hole and it's 5 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. But it went way too long.
How the fuck did I get here?
I'm underslept right now. I got a lot of sleep debt clocking up. But speaking of unspeakable things, check this out.
What we got?
Watching those movies is your sex education homework, he says. I'm going to give you a test on it tomorrow. Gentile asks her to get a banana and do unmentionable things with it.
Unmentionable things with it.
Well,
dude, he doesn't want to mention
we shouldn't be making light of the situation that these people found themselves in.
No, but
what a crazy show.
Whoa, shit! I got a few recordings here of Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator. Do you know the one where the guy actually Oh no, this guy's really sad. Actually, oh dude, now this guy I felt bad for because he was very clearly like depressed and mentally unstable, and he actually said at the end, he said, "Kill me." You know?
Okay, I don't think I've ever watched a full episode, but I see like Twitter clips and stuff like that.
Oh, there's some great clips. The one where the guy just he's been busted for like trying to have sex with a 12-year-old girl,
Right.
And he sits there eating a pizza.
Okay.
Chris Hansen comes out, busts him, and he's sitting down going, "Why don't you have a seat?" You know, like giving him the lowdown, being like, "What are you doing here? Like, what's your intention?" And he's going, "Do you want a slice?" Like, and just eating it because he's brought this, massive family-sized pizza for this girl, for him and this girl.
Yeah.
And he's, Chris Hansen's grilling him, going, "Look at these messages," like showing the messages that he sent, these sexually explicit messages, and he's just got cheese dripping down his face. He's going, "I don't know, man."
Have you ever seen the TV show Arrested Development where they do like a mock of, like, I think Chris Hansen is in it, and they do a mock
that's cool.
of To Catch a Predator?
He seems like he's actually a fun guy. Yeah,
I think he understands as well.
You'd think, yeah, I know, but it's like you'd think if you were dealing with that sort of subject matter, you'd be just sort of very cut and dry, like to the point, like not have much of a sense of humor.
But
about
he's just the host. He's not from that world. He's not like an FBI investigator. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily, but
He's
he
just a host.
takes an interest in it. He's taken an interest in it. He's chosen to be on this show.
But that's like saying, "Oh, Osher must be he must be a type of guy that's into so much love."
Yeah, I know, but this guy is more heavily involved.
Okay.
Anyway.
You got a clip.
Anyway, I got a clip of, this is the ultimate slam, dude.
We shouldn't. I don't know if we want to be making light too much of this.
This is the ultimate slam.
I get nervous. It's like, this is very sad for people who have been preyed upon.
Let's just have a look at the ultimate slam.
Right.
Look at where I dress and stuff. Everybody thinks I'm weird.
Well, the only weird thing I see is that you're trying to hook up with a 12-year-old girl. Named Jenna Claire?
Named Jenna Claire at the end.
I love how he gives the name as well.
Dude, so it's the ultimate weird thing to be talking to a 12-year-old girl. My God, dude.
Named Jenna Claire.
Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks I'm weird. Oh, the only thing that I've seen that's weird is you wanted to fuck a 12-year-old girl. And then, for some reason, just name Jenna Claire. Which, by the way, Jenna Claire's not a real person. Jenna Claire's the online identity created of a fake...
But he felt the name to throw the name in.
And that's the weird part. If she wasn't named Jenna Claire, it wouldn't be so weird. Name Jenna Claire. Why did it have to be named Jenna Claire?
Hey, dude, it's pretty weird. If her name was Anna, it wouldn't be as weird.
Anna Claire, sure.
Not even Anna Claire, just Anna.
Just Anna, yeah.
Yeah, interesting show, but that show is very American. It screams America.
Oh, sure. A lot of, not to say there's not predators here.
No, there isn't. But we probably wouldn't be doing a TV show like that for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I think Americans love those type of shows. Like, was it Cops?
Yeah.
Bad Boys.
Bad boys. What am I to do? What am I to do when they come for you? Sort of thing. Yeah.
Those type of shows.
Sure. I want to hear this one. I don't know if this one's any good. Should we find out?
We should find out.
I've recorded it, so it's got to be something good.
But it's good that you have not had him oral sex. He's also thrilled. He sends a photo of his first asking her to be his girlfriend, then moving on to what he wants to do to her sexually. He sends a photo of his genitals and seems especially interested in her giving him oral sex. He's also thrilled by the idea she's a virgin.
But it's good that you have not had sex. Now I get a girl that has never been touched in a place I am going to touch.
Incredibly, we find out later.
What?
Crazy.
Gross, dude. That's not so funny as it is.
Are those old shows as well?
Yeah. It's weird. I think it like made a comeback recently.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of years back. Yeah. They rebooted it. Apparently, there was still some creeps out there. Unfortunately.
Apparently,
yeah. Just a couple.
Apparently.
Just a couple. Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Changing the topic. Very, very much changing the topic.
Please,
do you mind if we talk about it? I called you the other day and you said you were in the car.
Yes.
And you couldn't hear that much of it. But
oh dear.
You want to get into it?
I want to hear about it because I am concerned.
But I don't think you need to be concerned. I was just having a rough day.
Yeah, you were having a rough day and we actually had to...
We were going to record...
We're recording on Sunday. That's why I'm feeling rough today.
And now I regret the fact that we have to record on Sunday.
No, dude, because you wouldn't have been good then.
I wouldn't have been.
Well, did I nearly cancel on today? You got
close.
It got till late last night. I thought,
You could have.
Oh, fuck. Oh God, yeah.
When you did that with your face, I got very concerned for your eyeball.
You can
that
see
was
my
about to fall
eye.
out.
Yeah, I do that.
All right, let's hit it. Let's hit it. Basically, you've known me for a while. My hearing is not the best.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't. There's never. It's weird because there's never many times where you go. I don't think you.
No,
often
right
go,
now I can hear you fine because there's nothing else happening.
Sure, it's when there's other things
It's
going on.
when there's other things happening. So if we went to Chadstone together, which we have before, I would probably be struggling.
Okay, maybe. Maybe I've noticed that a bit more. Maybe.
I think when we did go there, it's like I just kind of, especially I think, for example, if we were walking along the food court and you're trying to talk to me while there's a million other noises going along.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And there are at Chadstone. There are millions.
Oh, there was a million people there yesterday.
Yeah, I went there.
That.
Chadstone is actually where I went after I spoke to you on the phone. After
really?
you cancelled the podcast.
I
Yeah.
bet you it would have been less busy yesterday on Thursday than it would have been yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot who decided to go to Chadstone the day
Midday
before
on
Father's
a
Day.
fucking Saturday. Yeah.
Everyone is buying a present for their father. But anyway,
Their daddy. Yeah. Is that what you were doing? Getting a present for daddy?
I tried, but in the end, I think I brought more for me than my dad.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. So basically, let's for the last couple of years, I've had a problem with the middle ear.
Ooh,
Which-
I don't know what that is, but it sounds the heads up disgusting. But I'm sure I've got one. You know.
But so basically, it comes down to, for some reason, there's fluid in the middle ear. I got a tube inserted to help it. The tube was meant to naturally fall out.
I remember
It didn't
that.
fall out, so then I had to have surgery to get the tube out.
Yeah.
Problem has persisted. I went and got another hearing test, and now they find that it's not just the middle ear; it's also the inner ear that is having issues.
Oh God. Now that's been caused by the tube, or that was just
no,
okay.
it's
Good.
unrelated.
They're not just saying that to make themselves look not bad.
No.
Who knows?
No, because it's just the
I don't
middle
know.
ear and the inner ear are two different things.
Two different ballparks. But as in, they did shove a tube in your ear. You know that.
Calm down.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. I just got a bit wrapped up in it all. I was basically told that there's no solution to fixing the inner ear
yeah,
issues.
Sure. Okay, great.
Apart from it turns out she goes, you think your hearing's bad in only one ear. It's bad in both ears, but
Okay.
because you've got the middle ear problem, it's weighing the right down more than the left.
Wow.
She's like, if you fixed the middle ear fluid problem, your hearing would be the same on both sides, but it's unnoticeable in certain situations.
So they're going to fix the middle ear or not?
Well, that's up to me. I would have to have the surgery again to put another tube in.
Would you like to have another tube in your ear?
It's debatable.
Was it pleasant having the tube in the ear?
It doesn't. You can't feel it.
Okay, all right. As long as you can't feel the tube in your ear.
The tube is the size of like a small little macaroni, I guess.
I reckon if
small
you
little piece of pasta.
Dude, have you got any like macaronis here?
I don't know. But what we're gonna say? Shove one in.
I was gonna see if I could feel it if you shove one in my ear into my maybe not my inner ear but my middle ear. Yeah, or just the outer ear.
I think once you push it in, it's probably all the same.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, continue.
Anyway,
yeah, because I am concerned.
But So the reason I've told myself to stop being so dramatic is because I shouldn't be as concerned as I was.
I don't think that's dramatic.
I got very upset.
Yeah, dude.
But the thing is, let's say nothing changes for a very long time, and then I just need to you know what I mean? Like, I think I just got worried about what if something happened,
Sure.
instead of just rolling with the punches.
That can happen too.
But for the last couple of years, I have been thinking of learning ASL, sign language, and I'm jumping in.
For some reason, my mind went to mixed martial arts.
Oh, yes.
You're like, I'm thinking about it for the last few years, and I was like, oh
you
my god,
imagine
he's
me
going to say
doing
he's
that?
going to take up Kempo karate.
Can you imagine me doing that?
Yeah, dude.
My friend used to be like a Australian champion at Taekwondo.
Wow, dude. Yeah, my friends are competing in Taekwondo at the moment. Yeah.
And wait, was it Taekwondo? The one with it was all kicking with the feet. Is it Taekwondo?
Could be kickboxing.
No, it was Taekwondo.
It's probably Taekwondo,
And
yeah.
I've seen footage of him when he used to do. He quit when he was like 18, but like he was like crazy, like with his feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time at work, he like was able to like kick someone in the head. Like not
He was
actually kick
able
them,
to, yeah, sure.
But this person was like, oh. Anyway, back to the hearing.
Wait. What about the time that my friend, my brother's friend, right?
Right.
He was, very modest. He didn't talk about it, but I heard I was probably 15, they were probably 12, right?
Okay.
And I heard he was a black belt in karate.
Oh, nice.
And that upset me because I thought, I know I could fucking beat the shit out of
No,
this
you
kid,
couldn't.
right?
No, you couldn't.
Well, guess what?
You're an idiot.
Well, guess what?
Good one, Kelly.
Well, guess what?
What?
I beat the shit out of him. So,
Really?
Yep.
In what way?
Well, I, and it was all very, we agreed upon we had a set date for the fight, and I said, come round to my fucking house, you pussy. No, I said, it was Halloween, and my brother had friends around.
Nice, yeah.
His name was Dylan. And I didn't really know him. I'd met him like twice.
And all you knew was he was a black belt.
all they told me was, and it's not like he was being arrogant about it. You know, he was sort of just like, you know, people who are good at martial arts and they have black belts. It's not like they go around saying like, hey, I could beat the shit out of you.
No,
I could
they
beat the shit out of you. But me, with my ego, who was not trained in such, bliss, and I didn't have the mental control of that of, those who do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or karate or whatnot. And so, I had a point to prove. And I proved it on in Halloween 2011 when my brother had people round, that we were going to go trick-or-treating together.
Right.
And I said, me, you on the tramp now.
Oh, see, that's not a fair fight on the trampoline.
Nope.
You knew what you were doing.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah?
Karate's useless, dude.
Is it?
Karate's bullshit.
You haven't seen, like, Bruce Lee?
This guy, well, that's one thing. This is another thing.
Okay.
Now, this guy, he tried. He put up a fight. He was swinging kicks. He was swinging kicks.
Yep.
There was one point where he kicked me in the head. Okay. It didn't hurt.
Yeah, but I think in karate as a competition, I think you're not meant to hurt someone. You're meant to like get points.
No. But with this, I said it's the first one to go down or tap out.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, Dylan.
How did you?
He swung a kick.
Yeah.
Kicked me in the head. I said, nice fucking try, buddy. I got him in a rear naked choke, took him to the ground.
You got him in a rear neck choke?
Yeah, like a fucking triangle from behind. So he's going purple in the head,
Right.
He's going purple in the fucking head, and all my brother's fucking mates are around the tramp going, yeah, stop. And I'm going, I'm not fucking, like, I've got him, and I'm going, yeah, I'm not fucking going until he fucking passes out or he taps out. I'm going tap. And, dude, yeah, he tapped quite quickly.
Yeah,
and then everyone went fucking nuts, dude. It was, and everyone sort of questioned, like, what is,
but you didn't compete against him in karate,
what
though.
is black belt? Yeah, I know.
You were doing UFC.
But we sort of took, I took my specialty, the point was, by any means necessary, you use your karate and I use your black belt, your supposed black belt in karate, but the thing was, the point that I proved...
Right.
The point that I proved was, what was the point that I proved?
You beat him, and he was meant to be a black belt.
That I knew he wasn't tough.
Oh.
When I heard he was a black belt, I said, I could beat the shit out of him. And I knew, and I thought, I know.
Apples and oranges.
I know he can't. I know if he was in a ring or on a trampoline with me, he wouldn't stand a chance.
Okay.
And everyone said, no, Ben, he's a fucking black belt. Listen to me. And my mum would say, don't fight him on the trampoline. She'd say, don't fucking, if he comes around, don't mention the black belt thing. And he came.
So you'd been planning it.
And the first thing I said when he got there was, hey, dude,
you want to fight?
You're a fucking black belt. Let's see what you got. And he didn't make it to trick-or-treating that night.
Really? He didn't even go out?
He was embarrassed, I humiliated him in front of all his friends and peers. Yeah, he was 12, but
it's a rough age as well. It's like the age where you're really self-conscious.
Yeah, you want, and especially when you
talk.
You don't tell people about your black belt,
but they all know.
But everyone knows you've got a black belt, and you think, hey, I'm that guy who's got a black belt, but I'm just cool about it. And next thing you know, some guy who just has no experience in like combat sports chokes you out from behind, and you tap within a matter of seconds.
Okay.
It doesn't look good.
Two things. On one hand, you beat him
fair and square
in your own way. On the other hand, I do agree with what you're saying, where you say he could be a black belt without being tough. Because
you're 100% correct. Yeah.
To do karate, you have to achieve certain things to go up in the next level of orange belt, yellow belt, red belt. So as long as you're achieving certain things, doing the certain kicks, breaking the certain board.
Yeah, if there's a board you want to break, sure.
It doesn't. But you beat him in like a street fight. That wasn't karate though.
If I had have stepped into his world,
you would lose.
Oh, as in karate, could I make the kicks and
the chops?
Shit? Yeah.
And the blocks?
Yeah, probably. Did I have the technique? No. But that's not what it was about.
Yeah, but you invited him into your world on the trampoline.
Into my world, yeah. And that's the thing. People have this idea that, he's the black belt, he must be he must be able to defend himself. Hey, dude, where's that going to get you if you're out on the street and you see me in a dark alley?
Yeah, true. How many dark alleys have you fought people in before?
I wait in dark alleys.
You wait?
I hang around in dark alleys. Yeah.
Is your brother still friends with him? Can we get him on the pod?
No, where did he end up?
Oh, damn it. I want him on the pod now.
Where did he end up? We could get him. I know his name...
well, his name's Dylan.
Dylan. I won't say his last name, but no, I think he's still in the area. I know where he lives. We should rock up to where he lives.
bring him to the studio that you've talked about. Maybe. So after that, you didn't consider yourself going into karate?
Oh, no. It was more just like that was immediate validation that I was good enough.
And how do you feel all these years on, a decade on? Do you feel good about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice knowing, it's nice to know.
You took him on.
There was also this one time I took down a big Maori guy.
How so? Please don't say the trampoline again.
No, well, this was in I stepped into his world.
Oh, right.
He was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
It was like at school, right? And we went to do like a day where it's like there's all like hey, come join our club where we cook. It's like an outdoor thing, and it's like everyone's got marquees.
Activities outside of school.
Yeah. So it's like, outside of school.
Okay,
and it's like there's a cooking class. It's like, hey, you're 15, 16 years old, you're looking for purpose in life. Would you like to come cook paella? Would you
like to wrestle a Maori?
Yeah, would you like to wrestle a big Maori who's...
Was he your age?
He was. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if he was a bit older or a bit younger, but he was a lot bigger, and he was like taller and buffer, quite a bit, quite buff, and he was a Maori.
Of course, you've said that. You've said that.
Anyway, so he thinks I don't have experience, which I don't formally.
Did you tell him about the experience on the trampoline?
This was. I can't remember whether this was just before or just after.
Okay, around
I think.
the same.
Yeah. But anyway, he was ready to go, and he was just knocking people down. Because people were going into the wrestling tent and going. And I was watching him just, grappling people down to the ground.
Yeah, he know how to do it.
Quick. There was just a couple of mats, and it'd be like, take down, and then, you interested? Here's the card. You interested in coming wrestling?
Oh, yeah, learn how I did it type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he was just taking down, bang, one motherfucker after another. Everyone that was going in, taking them down, no matter who it was. And I go in there, and I don't know if I spotted a weakness, but I just go, what's just like a simple but effective takedown? I looked at his angle. I looked at his positioning. Ooh. I go for a shoulder sort of into the abdomen.
Right.
I go for a just underhook on the legs behind the knees and just lift him up and drop him real hard straight to his back.
And you did it?
Yeah, dude. And then it was the first time of the day where they actually had to say, hey, let's go, you're going again. And he came in hot.
I bet.
And he lifted me up so fucking high to the point where my head hit like the metal on the fucking like gazebo above and shook the thing like it hit 2 bars on the fucking like tent and fucking lifted me up so high and then just fucking like spine busted me down, dude, and it sucked. And then they said here's the card, and I said, no, dude, I've proved my point.
You don't need the card.
We don't need the card,
The fact that he got a second chance reminds me in games like, let's say Super Mario Brothers, where you have the boss at the end of the world, and you hit him once, and you're like, oh, got to hit him 2 more times.
Yeah.
It was like, I proved my point, but you get to have another shot at me?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think it was more just like they were just embarrassed, because I was, the skinny little white dude.
I don't know if you, I've never thought of you as this physical guy before. And
by no means, I think in a street situation, don't get me wrong, I think at a bar, I think bumping into a random on the street, I think in about 70-80% of circumstances I would be the one to go down.
Oh, okay.
Maybe more. Fair
enough.
Yeah.
But you've picked your right opponents.
But a
12-year-old boy when you were 3 years older.
Yeah, but don't forget about the Maori.
Oh, true.
You can't forget about
it. He was large and you're not large.
He was large and I'm not large, and he was trained and I was not trained.
Yes, and he was Maui
and I was in his environment. I was in his world. You
keep on stepping into people's worlds.
Stepping into my world.
What is next for Ben?
Yeah, I need to welcome some people into my world, which is the new studio I'm opening, which I'm building.
Well, no, I more meant the wrestling, the karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu world, those type of worlds.
I left that world.
UFC?
I left that world.
I'm shocked you didn't think of taking up UFC.
No, I did briefly, and it was what happened. It was just not my. I think they wanted me to pay with PayPal, and I didn't have PayPal at the time.
Mark, that sounds dodgy.
Yeah, and it was expensive. I think I tried to pay with cash, and he said we can't. It was like I did 2 lessons because there was 2 free lessons. Yeah, I know, but I handed him the cash on lesson 3, and he said, "Look, and he looked at it like he was confused. And it was this was like 2012. It's not like it was a cashless society at the time. Yeah, and PayPal was still early. Not everyone
coming
had it.
in. Yeah, I mean, people. Not everyone has PayPal now.
Not everyone has. Yeah, but you should.
Apparently,
you don't.
No, I do, but I don't use it.
What? I use it for everything.
What are you using PayPal for?
Everything.
Okay, fair enough.
I got a $75 fucking what do you call it?
Voucher? bill?
Debit card.
Debit
Like a
card.
credit card, yeah, or something like that, yeah.
Just for $75?
No, for a interview I did with Vitable. I told you about that.
Yes, I remember. I recall.
Yeah, they gave
Yes.
me. I did an interview with them, and it was all good.
That was good.
They gave me $75. I thought it was going to be like for my next month's long subscription of Vitable. Like
But it
they
was
sent me some free. Yeah, but it was just like, what did I get with it? I bought an app.
That's nice.
I bought an
That's
app.
nice. Hey, one last thing before we wrap up.
Sure,
I want to
dude.
mention,
Yep.
even though this will be dated by the time the podcast goes out,
Very much so.
today is, in fact, Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all of those who are fathers, to all of those who aren't fathers, to all of those who wish to be fathers.
In the
to all-
future?
to all of those who have lost fathers.
Yeah.
To all of those who have lost sons.
To all the people who are stepping into the father's roles and being that person in someone's life.
Yeah, to fathers who are not fathers.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
I guess so.
Okay, good.
But my point being is that if you go on social media today, let's say Instagram, for example, it's the last popular, probably, social media app,
Sure.
or the most popular, who's on Facebook, you will see...
Well, everyone's on Be Real now.
Oh, I'm not moving across. Anyway, back to Father's Day.
See how long that lasts.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
Okay.
doing it. I barely picked up TikTok. I'm not going to Be
I'll put you
Real.
on my Be Real right now. Okay, continue.
Everyone posts on their little Instagram story. They've got a photo of them when maybe they were 3 with their dad.
Yeah,
and
cute.
every single person will say the same thing, which of course you're going to say. And then what they say is,
Oh, no.
to the best dad.
It's the best.
To the best dad in the world.
Yeah, of course.
And
And you have a
everyone-
problem with this?
No, well, I don't know.
What's your fucking problem with this?
My problem is, what else are you going to say? You're not going to say, wow, out of me and my friend's dad, you're definitely in the top 10. It's just a bit like,
Sure, yeah.
what, you're going to argue with someone? No, I think my dad's the better dad.
Yeah, it's weird because obviously there's, if I was to post that and you were to post that,
Well,
what's the takeaway?
yeah. What, we're going to compete over who has the better dad?
Well, I mean, I guess it goes to show that, there are some dads out there that
There are.
we would not say that, like, they would not, their children would not say that of them. So it is a kind thing to say and to know that, hey, I've done, like, for their dad to see that and know, hey, I've done well enough and they think this highly
I'm
of
the
me.
best person ever.
Because there are a lot of kids out there that think their dad's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
And there are dads out there who have done unspeakable things,
Probably on that show with Chris Hansen. But I would say here's how
Unmentionable
you,
things,
here's how
yeah.
you change it. You would say,
Very good daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Yeah.
E.g., thanks for being there for me all the time. Instead of,
Did you post today?
no, I haven't.
Okay, cool. Will you?
I might.
Will that upset him?
He doesn't have. Well, he has Instagram that he doesn't use, so he's not going to see it.
That's the weird thing to me is posting on social media to someone who will not see it.
It's just for everyone else to see.
It's for everyone else to see. It's like, who is this going to? Yeah, it's like, who is this? Do you just like the thought that you're putting it out into the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's been society for the last decade. We're just
It is very much that, yeah. Stop posting on my daughter's wall. She is dead. These posts will not bring her back. I read that.
Wow.
I read that status once.
That is dark.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, snapping at all the people who are just saying, "Hey,"
that is
like posting on this girl, a friend's wall,
That obviously passed
going,
away.
"Hey, like, love you so much. Like, here's some photos." And
Yeah.
it's not so much about, obviously she will not see it. We know
It's for them.
We know this, unless people's subconscious mind are somehow being uploaded to like some sort of artificial intelligence or cloud system that we are unaware of, and they are sort of programmed into the metaverse already.
I don't think so.
Without our knowledge,
The
and
metaverse.
they are seeing this and going, "This is very nice,"
The metaverse still sounds like something from a parody.
I think it'll get to a point where we go, "Oh no, this is very much not a parody anymore."
Yeah.
It will.
I don't know. I don't like to think about it too much. Someone else can think about it for me.
Let's get a headset, dude. Let's get a fucking headset.
Maybe. Anyway, that was a good show.
Yeah, man, killer.
We went all over.
Yeah, man.
We killed it.
I'm so sad it's over. What did I say? Sayu.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
So sad it's
I feel
over.
like every time I see you recently, recently, I learn more and more about you every time.
And I learned something big about you today. And
Did
I
you?
think
What did you learn
everyone-
about me? I want to know now. Because I bet you there's nothing.
I learned that you have a outer,
Oh.
middle, and inner ear.
We all do, bro.
Yeah, I know, but yours not functioning as they should.
Tell me about
Yours a little bit damaged. Yeah.
Hey, the only good thing about that, I didn't have to pay to see him because I'm a student. And they said,
Oh, really? There you
we're gonna
go.
bulk build this. And I was like,
Good
perfect.
work. Good work.
That's the only
great.
highlight of my depressing morning that I had that day. I literally sat in the car for the next 20 afterwards. I was probably like, does he know how to drive?
I did Advance Australia Fair the other night. Yeah, do
Really?
you
Oh,
want
you
to hear
want?
me
Yeah,
sing?
let's.
Do you want to hear me singing? To
And
ta- to
this
take
can-
out
this
the
can end the show.
This isn't one for our international audience.
Well, it can be because they know what the Advanced Australia Fair is. They would hear it at the Olympics.
They might just hear the though they might not hear the lyrics. Why isn't it playing? It's it's here. But
I heard someone last night for the football did the anthem, and it was not great.
who did it?
I don't know. Could have been anyone. All right, this is going to end the show. Thanks for listening. We don't have social media yet, but we will soon. If you've listened to this, make sure you leave a review on Spotify or wherever else. Give us a 5-star rating. We'll take 4. Do they do 4.5s?
No,
Just 4.
Give us 5.
5 or
Yeah.
4? I don't want to pressure people into a 5. That's bullying.
Look, please
Give us a
don't
5.
Don't give us any lower than 4. That
No
will
lower than
not
4.
be good for us. That would not be good for us. We can afford 1 4, not many 4s. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Enjoy listening to the show. We'll be back whenever. We'll post weekly. Blah 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 blah. Good vibes. And he's
Fantastic.
been with the Advanced Australia Fair.
Our lands abounds of nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. Wait, that's not it. Our lands abounds of nature's gifts of beauty, of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia.